What's up, guys? So I figured I'd do what everyone else is doing, and today we're going to talk about Pokemon Go. I've played it for quite a bit, and I feel that I can give a video about it. So I'm going to talk about the good, the bad, and suggestions of mine to make it better for the future. So let's get into it. I definitely see the strongest part of this game is the idea itself, the concept. You know, just going around outside your house in the real world and catching some fucking Pokemon. You know, you get lucky, you find something rare, you get the bragging rights. You know, I caught this motherfucking Tauros or whatever it is. I don't know what you guys may have around your area, but I mostly have fucking Rattata and Pidgey around my place. But yeah, you catch some shit. You continue catching shit because you can't really train anything, which is weird. I'll get to that in the bad. And then you can challenge gyms and possibly take over the gym. And if you've always wanted to be a gym leader when you played games in the past, well, you can kind of be a gym leader. You leave your Pokemon in the gym, just one of them, and then it stays there to kind of guard it from other people that want to take over that gym. And you get income from it. You get Pokecoins, 10 a day for each gym. And again, I'm going to go more into that later on. But it is cool that that option is available to you. Also, the leveling up, I think, is done pretty damn well. Each time you level up, they give you some goodies, like some Pokeballs, potions, revives, berries, whatever it is. They give you some goodies, and along with that, there's a lot of new things that you get access to every time you level up. The more you level up, the higher the CP cap on your Pokemon will be. You'll be able to find new, rarer, and stronger Pokemon out in the wild, and you also get access to new and better items as well. I recently hit level 12, and you get Great Balls now, which is fucking great. But here comes the bad. I'm about to crash the party right now. Yes, this game has a lot of flaws currently. I'm going to try to break them down for you right now. So, first flaw is the combat. It is extremely mindless. You know, you just keep tapping your Pokemon to attack over and over until you fill up the special gauge. Then you hold your Pokemon and then you let go and it lets out the special attack. You can dodge, but it's really weird how dodging works. I don't have it down quite yet. It seems like, you know, I'll dodge it, but then it still hits me anyways. So then you wait a little bit, but then it hits you right before you dodge it. It's probably a skill thing, but at the same time, this game runs at a weird frame rate and it's not very constant, so dodging is really quite an issue. Leveling up your Pokemon it's alright in concept how you do it, where you just have to keep catching Pokemon of that same type, well, not the same type, of that same evolution line, or if it's a basic Pokemon that doesn't evolve, you just need to keep catching that over and over again. The issue lies with, you know, what happens right in the beginning of the fucking game. You catch your starter, and it's like, wow, my starter, I'm going to be able to use this a lot. This is going to be my main Pokemon throughout this whole game. No, it's not. Starters never fucking show up, so you can never make it stronger, really. I started out with a Charmander, and I found one other Charmander so far. So that shit's just sitting in there unused, weak as hell. And that's such a shame, because it's so dependent on where you are in the world, because let's be real, you're not going to be traveling all around the world just so you can get Pokemon, and you're just so limited to what's around you. And even if you get lucky or you get something out of an egg that's really good, chances are you're never going to get it up to like a high level as you would, let's say for me, a Pidgeot, because there's so many fucking Pidgeys around me. Now let's talk about Pokecoins. Yes, it's nice that there is a way for you to get Pokecoins in-game, but this is the microtransaction area, really. Because everything costs about, like, I think the lowest is like 80 Pokecoins. If you have one gym, and depending on where you are, one gym may be hard to do, or may be fairly easy to do, or maybe even getting more than that might be a fucking pain, but you get one little shipment of 10 Pokecoins, or however many you would get. You know, you get 10 Pokecoins per gym plus 500 Stardust every 20 hours. That is hella long. You have to, like, best case scenario, you have 10 gyms, so every 20 hours you can get a set of Pokeballs. That is not good at all. That's definitely where they want you to start buying microtransactions for it, more of a pay-to-win kind of thing. Although nothing in the shop that you need to pay with Pokecoins is absolutely necessary. They give you an incubator that has infinite uses right from the beginning. You'll get incense every now and then when you level up, same with a bunch of other items. Pokestops also have a bunch of Pokeballs and eggs usually. So it's not necessary at all, but it's really dependent on your luck for what kind of items that you're going to get at Pokestops. And sometimes it can not be very bountiful. Now for the big problem. Big fucking problem. I'm sure you guys heard about this, but this game freezes up like a motherfucker. I'm so used to exiting out of this app and then going back into it just to try and catch a Pokemon. You're walking around and then you just tap on that motherfucker and then it just freezes up. You can't do anything. Or even when you're inside and trying to catch it, you'll throw a ball at it and it just freezes up as you're trying to capture it. Many of you may have encountered or heard about the glitch where when you're fighting in a gym, the Pokemon that you're fighting will be down to like a minuscule of health and it'll just stop. It won't attack, its health won't go down any lower, time runs out, it still won't let you exit out, you can't like forfeit or anything, you have to exit out completely. And if that happens after you've done like a whole gym run and you're facing the leader, you've got it down to that little bit of health, that could be the most frustrating thing ever. And just the fact that it happens so much is extremely irritating. I'm sure they're going to work this out as the game comes out, like it's further patches and updates. But that's huge. That's really huge. And one last bad point, this game has almost zero connectivity with the other players around you. Sure, you can go and fill up your Pokemon in someone else's gym that they may have captured, and you can also put a module down at a Pokestop that other people can use to get the benefits and stuff like that. But that's really it. I think I've heard that they're going to incorporate trading or something like that in the future, but it cannot be long enough until we actually get features like that, because I feel like that's so necessary for a Pokemon game. So now some suggestions of mine where I get to act like I know better than these video game designers and programmers. So one of the biggest things that I'd like for them to do, besides fixing the whole freezing up thing, that's a given, but you know, they just need to work on that. Nothing I can say is going to make that better. But the overall connectivity between players. Now, of course, trading, I just discussed, that needs to be implemented as well. But I think a chat available to people that are on your team within a certain radius of you, where you can just plan out some shit, right? It's like, yo, let's go to this gym right here and let's fuck them up. That would be great. That would add so much. People need to cooperate and stuff like that. Just more connectivity in this kind of thing would make it so much better. Also, as I'm sure many of you have noticed, on the bottom right hand corner it tells you about nearby Pokemon. It tells you how far they are away by showing how many steps there are. And I think that this does not work properly, as I will click on a Pokemon that shows up, like maybe a Ghastly shows up and it's like, holy shit, 3 steps away. So, you know, maybe I'm feeling frisky and I'm gonna walk this distance. And what's supposed to happen is it'll flash when you're going the right direction, but then out of nowhere it'll just leave. It's gone. Now, there's always the possibility that someone else nabbed it, of course, but I did this at some stupidly early hour of the morning, and there was nobody in sight. I have no idea how this could have just left, but this has happened more than once. It happens incredibly often. I only feel that this really works as intended when it's 1 step away, or there are no steps away, and you just click on it and then it shows up on the map, which is a nice feature. I do appreciate that. So maybe just further refinement of this feature would definitely help things out. And of course, more variety to the Pokemon that show up. Of course, I know that this is going to depend on your area, but I feel like I die a little bit inside every time my phone vibrates and I look up and it's like a Rattata, a Pidgey, fucking Caterpie, and I almost piss myself whenever I see something different. Like, I saw a Horsey today and I caught the shit out of it. And I know that's supposed to be part of the fun of it, but when you just see the same shit over and over again, it just gets monotonous. You just do it because it's, you know, what else are you going to do while you're walking around and you want to play some goddamn Pokemon Go? You really, really need to go out of your way sometimes to get some good stuff. Although, slap on it incense, and you may get lucky, you may not. Who knows? Finally, the leveling system, how you increase the strength of your Pokemon, really needs to be changed. As I said earlier, your starter is pretty much worthless unless you're lucky enough to live in an area where you get Charmanders and Squirtles and Bulbasaurs on the reg. Because it's kind of, I honestly think it's really stupid how they did it. What I think should be the solution to this, there's probably a better way to do it. Maybe you can categorize things differently, but right now, what I think would be a good way to do it is you categorize the candies by type. So if you find a Krabby and you don't find many others, but you find a bunch of Horsey, then maybe you could use some of those water candies that you get from the Horsey, evolve and level up your Krabby, or a Kingler if you fucking evolve it. But as it stands right now, the super rare Pokemon are going to be absolutely worthless to you until you find more, which they're super rare. Good luck with that. But yeah, guys, just to wrap everything up, Pokemon Go is an absolutely wonderful concept, and if they further refine it and add features, this could become something really great, really long lifespan, and people could just play the hell out of this and connect with others kind of thing. But as it stands right now, it kind of is just a good concept. I swear if this didn't have the Pokemon label slapped on it, this would not get nearly as much attention or as many people playing it, because it is still fairly broken and bare bones. It is free, however, so you're not wasting anything but some time of yours if you want to check this out, which I do recommend you do. It's worth checking out. I've still had my fun with it. So yeah, that's it. And if you survived this long, please let me know what you thought of this little video game review thing. I'd like to review more games in the future, and this was pretty simple to do. It's just a small free app. It wasn't too much work. And let me know what you think of the game so far, and any suggestions of yours. Leave those below, and have a wonderful day. And if you find a fucking legendary, I'm gonna fucking slaughter your